Hello everyone and welcome back to Sherry's Plant-Based Kitchen. I am so excited today to share with you a recipe that I'm trying for the first time, and I'll tell you how I found it. I follow Shane Martin at Shane and Simple, and when I saw that he had a recipe for like breaded fish. You know, I used to have like fish sticks as a kid. I used to love having that with tartar sauce on them. Well, he came up with a recipe to sort of mimic having these fish things with using tofu. So I went ahead and today I prepared a plate to show you what I'm having for dinner. But before we do that, and I'll be tasting too to see how great they are, I want to share with you how easy it is to make these. So the first step that you want to do is make what he calls his creamy, rich cashew mayo. So we're not going to use the store-bought vegan mayo because it's loaded with oil and too much fat. So we're going to use this one made with cashews. And remember, you're just having a little bit on your fish sticks or tofu sticks, so you're not getting a ton of fat. So all I did was I took my Vitamix blender and I put a cup of cashews into it that I had soaked in hot water for about a half an hour. I added a tablespoon of lemon juice, tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and about between a 1/4 to a half cup of water. I added a little bit more than a 1/4 cup, but a little less than a half. And this is what it looks like. I'll bring it over to you. So this is what it's going to look like when it becomes our tartar sauce. So I put the vegan mayo in here, and then I had to make the tartar sauce. And all I had to do that was I used my mayo that I just told you about. I added a 1/4 cup of sweet pickle relish, a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, a teaspoon of yellow mustard, and I didn't even add salt and pepper because I tasted it and it was delicious without it. And this tastes just like the tartar sauce I used to put on my fish sticks before I became plant-based. So we'll put that back over here for now. So all you have to do to make these lovely crunchy tofu fish fillets is take 1 package of tofu, which I did, and I used a Tofu Press, also known as the tofu torture machine, because what you do is you take, when the tofu is together, you slide it in here, each section, and then you sort of tighten it up until it becomes very tight, and then you turn it like this and put it in your sink so the water from the tofu drips out, because you want to get as much water out of the tofu as possible. So I ended up with 8 pieces because he explained how to cut them, and you'll see that in the recipe. I have 6 left because I've already cooked 2 of them, so I can show you what it looks like done. And then I do 3 bowls. In the first bowl, you put in Old Bay seasoning, cornstarch, garlic powder, onion powder, and nutritional yeast, and it looks like this. Also, yeah, here's the cornstarch. So here are some of the ingredients. Nutritional yeast, the cornstarch, and these things. This Old Bay seasoning is wonderful because it's very low in sodium and it gives it that fishy taste. In the second bowl, we made what is called a apple cider vinegar, and I use soy milk mixture, so it gets curdled, and it's called like a buttermilk, but it's not butter. It's just a soy milk and apple cider vinegar that curdled and gets thick. That's part of our breading. And then the last bowl, you put in panko breadcrumbs, and to give it that fish-like taste, I used kelp granules. And I used, I think, 2 teaspoons of them. You can also use 2 nori sheets that you can buy in the grocery store in the Asian section of the store. But I had these kelp granules, and I used them in my faux tuna salad, and it's delicious. So here we go. We're going to do 6 of them. I've got my baking pad, my baking sheet here lined with parchment paper. I'm going to take my first piece of tofu, and I'm going to throw it into the breading, and of course my hands have been thoroughly washed and cleaned. Then I'm going to drop it here into a slotted spoon into the soy buttermilk kind of mixture here, and I sort of get all the rest of the moisture off, and I drop it into the breadcrumbs. And these are whole wheat panko breadcrumbs with the kelp in it, so you can see how pretty it is. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to show you how quickly you can do it. We're going to do 6 of them in about I bet less than 2 minutes. Okay, there's one. We drip it into this. You know, I'm very fast in the kitchen, and I want to show you that this is simple to make, and it's delicious. We're going to test it out firsthand today. First time. I went ahead and made it ahead of time. I think that's an important thing to do every now and then. You know, I do this because I want you to eat foods that you love, that are good for you. And I know that we don't all have time to be searching through websites, so that's my job. My job is to find recipes that I think you're going to like, and then taste them, present them to you so that you don't have to do any of the searching. I do it for you. Okay, that's 3. See how quickly this is coming along? And I just shake them in there and cover them up. And if you could smell it, you can smell it tastes like that fishy taste from the kelp. So it's really good, and the Old Bay seasoning doesn't hurt either. Okay, here we go. And then once we get these on the baking sheet, we're going to bake them at 425 degrees for about 25 minutes. Now Shane says that you can leave them in a little longer if you want them to get more toasty and brown, but be careful that they don't burn. Okay, 2 more. And I'm going to have leftovers. So you know what I'm going to do? Instead of throwing away this batter and this mixture here and all this, I'm going to put them into containers. This I'll freeze. And the rest of them, this I'll just keep in the fridge. So we'll make them another time. Probably next week, if they're good. If not sooner. Okay, 1 more after this. And then we're going to do the tasting, which is what I have been looking forward to all day, to see what do these actually taste like. There you go, 1 more. So he gives you a lot of extra to work with. I think you could do 2 containers of tofu. You could definitely use this for 2 if you needed to make more. If you have a big crowd, you could double this recipe, but not this part. You don't need double. Okay, so here we go. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There we go. And that's it. Okay, let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, how long did that take? About 2 minutes, I bet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put them into the 425 degree preheated oven. And I'll set my timer for 25 minutes, and that's it. So I want to show you what a healthy dinner looks like. Dale, if you can sort of come on down here. This is what we're going to be having tonight. We're having this beautiful, right over here, Dale, I'm over here. No, you can stand right over there, please. We're having this beautiful tossed salad. It's a chopped salad that I made up. I've got some steamed asparagus. Now, I don't think you have to put anything on this because I love how they taste just by themselves. We've got some sweet potato fries that I put in my air fryer. They take probably 10 to 12 minutes for each batch that fills up there. I did it twice, so I have plenty of them. And here's our fish sticks made out of tofu with our mayonnaise on top. So let me take a little cut here, show you what it looks like on the inside. Can you see that? Now for the taste test. Oh my goodness. This is a good one, Dale. You're going to love it. It's delicious. And it's healthy. But you don't have to give up that taste of good food, right? When you eat plant-based. So give it a try. I will put the links for Shane's recipes on the, I think under the description of the meal here tonight on my YouTube channel. So you go ahead and check out the recipes. And I would say sign up for Shane Martin's newsletter. Get notified when he comes out with new recipes. I'm sure we'll be trying more in the future. So anyway, have a wonderful day and enjoy your faux fish sticks made out of tofu. So long, everybody. Bye-bye for now.